Well, it's looking like once again, we're going to have a big week of buying in the crypto market. And now it's a question of, does this buying outpace the selling, the profit taking, some of the liquidations that might happen on the long side? And I want to discuss that with you guys because there are already some big hints about this week. And I also want to talk about ADA hitting $1 a lot sooner than people realize. And this is actually what we're seeing structurally. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So the early part of the day, looking pretty good so far. A lot of green in the crypto market. ADA up about 3.75%. We're at about 73.50 at the time of filming this video. It's about 7:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. So we'll see what the overwhelming trend is for the day. I'm not expecting anything huge or crazy for the day. I wouldn't complain if that would happen. I hope we don't create a CME gap. So we're doing a very good job of that in terms of BTC right now. So we kind of have the perfect setup for the week. And again, the trend for the week is going to be buying. So it's already come out that Michael Saylor is probably going to be doing some buying tomorrow. Go figure. It's not really a surprising thing. And maybe we'll get our kind of early week MicroStrategy sell-off. And then we just continue on the same trend. But what I will say here is this has been a very consistent trend for all groups in crypto. What I mean, governments have been buying crypto. They haven't been unloading assets. Enterprises, again, more record accumulation taking place there, strategy being part of that. Institutions, we know that last week was just a massive week for both Bitcoin and Ethereum in terms of institutional buying. For example, BTC closed the week with 2 straight $1 billion accumulation days. It's the first time that's ever happened in terms of BTC. It was the 5th largest week ever. On the Ethereum side, we had the largest week of accumulation we have seen in spot Ethereum ETF history. So there is a lot of things there that have been working in our favor. But what I will say, like we talked about many times before, ADA whales heavily accumulating, and they've been buying for quite some time. Since the early part of 2025, their holdings have been on the rise. And now finally we're starting to see retail they're starting to get it. They're starting to understand. And retail has been heavily defending price and been accumulating over these past several weeks here. And now you have the big swing where, again, a lot of that capital that's on the sidelines is starting to re-enter the market. That's retail, guys. It's retail that's here. It's not new retail. There's a pretty important distinction between the two of those. So now what we could be looking at, again, is another leg in the market, another extension for ADA as we're going through a little bit of chop here. And what I have to say is that, people that were getting bearish or people that were being negative, guys, this is exactly what we talked about structurally like a week or two ago. And what I mean by that is we talked about our Wyckoff accumulation model and about how it's been playing out to perfection. And right now, guys, it looks like we're in this LPS phase, all right, which shows a pump, retracement, before obviously our next leg, before we go into SOS. Now, understand that we could chop just a little bit here before we do make this extension, but what this shows is ADA could be targeting somewhere around $1 in the not so distant future. Maybe it's this week, maybe it's the following week, right? And again, it's a question of momentum. Do we have enough push in the market? Can we liquidate enough shorts? Does this trigger, again, more of that capital that's sitting on the sidelines? Frankly, this could be anywhere from like 95 cents up to about $1.15 or so. Now, this isn't a guarantee or financial advice or anything like that, but you can't help but notice how many people are still just being complacent and not paying attention to what's happening in crypto. All right. Doesn't always have to happen perfectly, but something I want to point to as well is, again, when we look at ADA BTC or ADA dominance, it's green, green, green. Even yesterday, which was technically a red day for ADA in the market, very, very slightly, was still a green day in terms of ADA dominance and the ADA BTC chart. So we are getting that kind of bullish push for all coins. We're getting a bullish push for ADA. And if you're a bear right now, I don't know what to tell you. It sucks to suck. All right. Now, that being said, there are some people that have pretty lofty projections on this next rally in general. I talked about this next rally being kind of around that, $2.80, $3 leg, right? That next push towards our prior all-time high. That's usually where you see a bit of resistance. There are some people who are projecting this to move even further. And this is Alfractic founder and CEO. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. I'm going to say Jow Wedson. He shared an exciting bullish prediction for Cardano price over the coming months. The on-chain expert put forward the $4.90 mark as the market top for the ADA token in the next leg up. So that would be a pretty significant surge. And right now, just for some context, again, probably should have measured this out ahead of time, but $4.90 would actually be about a 560% push to the upside. Can ADA do this? Yes, ADA can in fact do this. And why I'm saying that is, again, there is very thin liquidity. There are very few people that are unwilling to unload. There are a lot of shorts in the way. We haven't seen adoption yet. So there's a lot of things that could in fact be putting just a little bit of wind in ADA sails. And that's not even talking about the developments. Remember, Bitcoin OS, we have Ouroboros Laos coming. We have the Glacier airdrop coming. There are a lot of things that can actually, instead of historically being sell the news events for ADA, can actually give it a little bit of gusto. In fact, the last hard fork that we went to, guys, was a buy the news event. That's a very distinct trend shift. Not saying that's always going to be how it's going to play out, but you gotta notice just these things that are working in our favor in the market. Love what we're seeing today in terms of BTC dominance. I mean, guys, I'm not expecting these trends to change anytime soon. Again, optics are rising. Buying is rising, and there's a little bit of urgency in the market right now. You can definitely feel it. Not saying it's full balls to the walls or anything like that quite yet, but we're getting to that point. Okay, so I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think ADA is going to in fact follow this Wyckoff accumulation model? Do you think we're going to be targeting $1 ADA sometime in the coming weeks here? Can ADA push up to about $4.90 in this next leg? Let me know what you think, but appreciate you as always. Have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.